Hello and welcome to Bricks. I'm Adam and this is Bricks. This is my channel for reviewing Lego sets and building them and other Lego related stuff. In this video, I'm going to be taking another look at the Lego Creator 3-in-1 Retro Camera Set. This is set number 31147. It has 261 pieces and I paid $20 for this set. I've already done a video and reviewed the main model here, this retro camera model, and this is a Creator 3-in-1. So that means in this video, I'm going to take this apart and build one of the alternate builds here. And then after I review that, I will take that apart and review the final alternate build for this set. So I thought based on the box that I was going to do the television first, but per the kind of online where you get the digital instructions, I don't know if there's a real clear way to determine what's like the A model, B model, C model, except for like this is, I think, very obviously the A model. And online in the directions, it shows the camcorder as being 2 out of 3. So I'm using that to base that as being the B model. So that's the first alternate model that I'm going to look at. That's what I'm going to do in this video. So while I take this apart and while I put the camcorder together, I will speed the video up and then I'll slow it back down to review this alternate model. So until then, enjoy. Okay, so while we look at the disassembly for this Lego Creator 3-in-1 retro camera set, and then look at the build for the first alternate model being the camcorder, I wanted to say thanks for watching and then remind you, if you like this video, click the thumbs up. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button. That helps me a lot. So it does take me a little while to disassemble the main camera build, and I kind of sorted the pieces by color, which is not the most helpful, but also can be helpful. I'm not really sure how to do it for different Creator 3-in-1s. And then once that's done, we move right on to building the camcorder alternate model. This was interesting. I didn't expect it to come together as fast as it did, and you can see some of the internals for this feel a little bit strange, a little bit haphazard, a little bit disconnected, and it ends up being a little more cohesive than I thought, but I go through more of that in the main review. And I was also kind of surprised by how few pieces it uses, or how many pieces it has left over. And as we're nearing the end here, you can kind of see about what's going to be left. So we'll just add the final details here for some of the different functionality, and then that's it. So now on to my review for this set. Okay, so here is the first alternate model, maybe the B model of the Lego Creator 3-in-1 retro camera set. And I think for the most part, I think a lot of people who are going to look at this set are probably going to keep it in the retro camera kind of configuration, and that's probably what I will end up doing as well if I keep it all put together at all. But I do, as I said at the beginning, like to see all of the different models in a Creator 3-in-1, and so this is part of my process of going through that here. So this model is essentially a camcorder moving towards what I'm assuming is kind of the digital age. The retro camera is more like a film camera. This one I would say is probably digital, which is interesting. It's an interesting transition time in the movie business and also in the consumer photography business and everything like that. So this is pretty interesting, and one of the first things I'll point out is these are all the pieces that are left over. These are the typical leftover pieces that are just small enough that they add an extra into the bags by weight, and then the rest of these are pieces that were used in the main model but not used in this alternate model here. And actually I thought they did a pretty good job. I mean, all the big plates, the 4x12 or whatever they are, those are all used. There's a couple of these these round plates here, these 4x4s that weren't used, and a few other things. The very special, very cool fabric strap is not used, which is a little bit disappointing. I don't think it's used in the other alternate model either here. And there probably was a way to add that to this. I don't know where it would have made sense, but there certainly is a way that it could have been done. But this is the camcorder here. So like the other one, it's a very similar construction for the lens. This one cannot rotate to focus or anything like that, just the way that it is attached. So that's interesting. On the side here, we have like the flip open screen. On the other side, it's got some nice color blocking, some difference between some tiled out stuff and not. Maybe a button here, maybe up here. Then on the top, we have some different buttons. Overall, it looks relatively round at the parts it needs to. And then we have like the eyepiece, or the the viewing thing for that there, which you can't actually see through here, but it does look proportional and stuff. Maybe another button there or something like that. And then there's the inside. So it uses the same bar and clip kind of pieces. So this can open up. And then a lot of the camcorders from back in the day had like a flip out screen here. So you could either watch that when this was recording, or play back stuff there. And so the main model had stickers on these window pane elements. It used 3 of them. I put the 3 in there as per the instructions. There are 3 other ones. Those could easily be like swapped around and adjusted. So the ones that the instructions called for were the beach camper van, the vintage motorcycle, and the butterflies from the like watering can flower one there. And inside here, you can see a little bit of the internal structure there. It was kind of an interesting build. I do like seeing how the Creator 3-in-1's designers kind of get the structural integrity they need, how they use the pieces that they are allowed to kind of accomplish something. So this actually was kind of interesting to me. If we look at the bottom, you can see all the different colors here that were used to get this. A lot of brackets here of various sizes. There's a lot of brackets up on the top as well. So that's how you get kind of all these side panels on there, which is nice. But there's some other stuff going on there in there as well. And it feels pretty structurally sound while allowing for kind of this functionality there, which is pretty great. Size wise, scale wise, it feels pretty cool as well. I think it would have been really neat if this this screen could like flip up or down a little bit, and I'm wondering if there's a way to do that. I'm not sure if there was a way to get this kind of thing to attach where along with it, where this could fold out and then like spin. That would have been really cool. Maybe something can be done to make it so, but as it's all right. This one is not as nicely color blocked as the main model, so we do have some off color stuff here. You do see some of the off colors and some asymmetry there. You do see some under here as well. That's kind of the nature of the build. I actually don't mind the yellow that much, but it probably could have been done better if it was just all black or gray and black. So that's not perfect in my opinion, but this was still really interesting to look at. You can see another little bit of the red here, and so the other one was like very much used these colored pieces for internal stuff. A lot of stuff was then hidden, and the end result ended up looking really, really good. This one a little less so in my opinion. There's some gapping here just because of the bracket use. So there's a gap between this big side panel here where all these brackets are used, and you can kind of see that from the top just right here. They use some of these slopes to cover it up. On the bottom, they use these 1x6s. You can see gaps on the bottom too, but the bottom doesn't matter as much. I did like how like they ended up tiling around all of the flip out screen here, so that's pretty well achieved. Nice use of the slope here and here to kind of make it feel more round, but also kind of cover up this. I think this could have been done better in here as well, like maybe adding another tile or another something in here could have been improved on, but given what they had, this feels okay. And I think they maybe could have done the lens a little different too, and also made that so it could rotate. There is a good amount of pieces left on the table, not as many as I suppose I thought, and this is okay. It doesn't feel like it's as interesting or as well done of a display model as the retro camera is. As far as play goes, the retro camera had a lot of buttons and knobs and dials and different things like that. And it had the film kind of canister that you could, or the film reels that you could put in there and open up the camera. This has some of that, not quite to the same extent, so it's not as good. And I don't mean to just compare this to the main model, but being that they're both cameras, I think it's kind of warranted to draw the comparison. And we do have like the impression of like a button up here, another such thing over there, so that stuff feels all right, but this is a little lackluster. It's very boxy for the most part, which some of these were, but I think it actually looks okay when it's open like this. I think if I were to go through and color swap some of these things to make it a little more like consistent throughout, it would actually be stronger in my opinion, and it's maybe something that I would consider like keeping in this configuration. But based on what's in the box here, I'm more apt to think I would keep this in the main model configuration here. So this is very cool. I like that they did another type of consumer camera, also something that's like vaguely retro, which is interesting because for the most part people use their cell phones or smartphones for photography and for video recording, or they use DSLRs, or they use cinema cameras or different stuff like that. So these kind of like consumer prosumer type of things sort of have a retro vibe. The main model for like still photography, or I guess that could have been like a DSLR, but as well, but that one feels a little bit older. This one feels like it kind of moves into the early 2000s in a kind of nice way here, so that's cool. It feels very like run and gun kind of handheld shooting. It feels like something that was used for early found footage movies, which I like horror movies, so this feels similar to that in some respects. So it does have some like nostalgia value for me personally, and I think it's overall pretty good, but it's not as good as the main model here, and that's kind of to be expected. But also sometimes the alternate models are really quite good. As far as I can tell, for the safari animals with the giraffes or the lion or the like antelope or gazelle or whatever they are, those all, from what I've read and what I've seen, all three of those models are really quite extraordinary or exceptional and really quite good. This one, a little less impressive to me as the main model, and I'm not sure what I'm going to think about the next one here. Like I said, I would have loved to see the strap used. Doesn't use all the stickered pieces. That doesn't bother me. I don't feel a particular way about the rest of the pieces here. I'm interested to see what the next alternate model has left over. And then as far as value goes, I thought the $20 for 261 pieces for the main model was quite good. And in my opinion, with the Creator 3-in-1s, I do like to evaluate all the builds kind of each on their own, but then take the set and everything in the box kind of in totality here. And, there's really no way I can say that this detracts from the value at all. So I would still say that this is a good value set, and I'm perfectly happy with it. And frankly, in my mind, Creator 3-in-1s, if the main model is good enough, the other things are just additive and or supplemental, or kind of aided along, and so they bolster the value of a potential set. And I like building Lego, and I like seeing how different pieces are used. I like seeing how designers working under, like Lego group designers working under certain constraints based on like the pieces that are in here, or thematically similar, different stuff like that. It's really, really interesting to me and inspiring to me. So I do personally like to look at all of these. And when I look at a Creator 3-in-1, I like to give them all a fair shot. This one is not the best alternate model I've ever seen, but it might not be the worst either. It's okay. It's even it's all right, I would say, but could be improved on. Maybe not with the stuff in the box here, but certainly interesting and certainly on theme, and value wise, I think it's good. The extra pieces here, as I mentioned, these are the extra pieces from just the set in general, and then these are all the extra pieces that are in the main model and not in this model. So that's it for this model. I think that's my thoughts here. So very good. If you like this video, please click the thumbs up and give it a like. If you like my other videos, click the subscribe button so you can stay up to date on all the Lego videos I'll be doing here in the future, including the next alternate build for this Lego Creator 3-in-1 retro camera here, which looks to be this kind of retro television set or something like that. And in that video, I'm going to take apart this and put that together and then share my thoughts on that, and then kind of give my final thoughts there. I'm going to look at some other Creator 3-in-1s, and then just tons of other sets from all different themes, all different shape, size, price point, piece count, tons of different stuff. So subscribe so you don't miss any of those upcoming videos. And if you want to support this channel, support my videos here, you can do that right here on YouTube with membership, supers, and thanks. All of that stuff helps me a lot, so I greatly appreciate it. And I still have the Patreon. It's in the video description, linked on my channel page, patreon.com/sobricks, and you can get access to all my videos early before they're publicly up on YouTube. Same for the YouTube members, and a shout out at the end of the video, and get your name in kind of the credits section as a supporter. And I'm going to be going to a BrickCon in the near future, and have some exclusive content for bigger sets that I look at, and all sorts of other stuff in the works. So again, maybe consider checking that stuff out. Every little bit helps, so thank you very much. And with all that said, until next time, thanks. Bye.